As you may have seen, the Ice Monkey got a massive changes update to where you can place it on water now, which is really cool. This will obviously trivialize this map, Flooded Valley, so I wanted to try to bring the Avatar of Wrath on Flooded Valley, which is a bit of an interesting idea, but this is something that really wasn't possible with getting cash spare before. Like, you could have put it up on that top thing, but it really wouldn't do anything. You can't really get pierce lines on it, and you can't really support it with a basic setup. So I decided I'm going to run this thing up. We can just do this early game, which ended up actually being a little bit more chaotic than I thought. I just go for a early Arcane Magistry here, but I'm not going to be able to place Oben until really late because I want to get him on that ice platform too, and I have to buy this. For like a black border, this is really navigable because you could just do like a strong early game and get through it either way, and it shouldn't really matter much, but I'm trying to save money wherever possible, so it's just gonna have to be like this. Ended up pushing through these rounds, getting that Arcane Magistry, took a bit of RNG and targeting here and there, but we got it, and now we can save it for the snowstorm. And surprised or not, I'm going to be able to get the entire Druid setup on one single snowstorm. Now this is pretty interesting because normally you'd have to place your snowstorm on land or next to a carrier flagship, and I mean there's going to be the carrier flagship there's going to be a reactor too. That's kind of a lot of space already taken up, but if you could just get it freestanding on ice, on water, the ice on water, you can get a lot more stuff on this one Arctic wind, not even a snowstorm, just an Arctic wind, than you could expect. And taking this into even consideration that like a little bit more than a quarter of my Arctic wind can't be used just because it's right next to the track. I did this because I want it to actually be able to slow down Bloons too and all that, which is kind of crazy. So on the small ice platform, we're going to be getting 5 druids. I don't get the 6 stack, or is it? I don't get some of the stacks, but it's pretty much a very strong druid. And then I get 2 alk buffs, like the village, an embrittlement, a glue, all that fun stuff. So yeah, you can get a lot on these ices. It doesn't look like much, but yeah, there's a lot of space. So I'm just squeezing my way through this early game. We have Oben down. Some of these rounds were pretty difficult, but round 40 was definitely the trickiest. I couldn't really stack brambles, which is a really cool and easy way to beat round 40 with Oben, because, you know, it's Flooded Valley, that's not really something that could be done. But I ended up finding really the only way to do it was this whole chaotic thing where I have to get an AMD stack on this whole group of druids, make sure it goes on the right one, and just pray to RNG. Also, I was doing that right there just to check to see if that placement would be good, be able to place other stuff on it. So I do that, freeze it, and hopefully everything goes down. It didn't look very close there, but that took a lot of RNG to pull off. There are some things where like the winning attempt looks like it's totally free, like you have so much leeway, but it just takes a lot of tries to get there. It's kind of like an all or nothing thing. So yeah, that one, I think that round took the longest out of everything in this run. After that though, everything got built up pretty easily. I have a bunch of druids to work with, and I'll be getting the villages. And when it comes to like the optimal way to build this, I'm actually not really sure though. I have some ideas that could be done better, but what I was thinking and what I did here was that I went for a 105 druid as the avatar rafts that could pop DDTs, and then I got an embrittlement on the side for the other guys so they could get it with like not full consistency, because I needed consistency to be able to take out the DDTs. The double trees can't grab everything, so then that would be able to take out the rest. However, there's a big issue. I don't have enough damage on round 100, and 015 would definitely help with that a lot. So it's either that or I have to get a Sabo or an MIB. Well, a Sabo would just be cheaper than an MIB, so I'd imagine it would be that solution, or just change something up in another way. But I was forced to buy a whole first strike on round 100, which is going to put a dent in the cash spare. However, I'm still going to get like 50-something thousand cash spare, so it's not like a crazy small amount, but I'm going to pull out some tricks to greed out a large amount of cash. So I'm just going to have this. We got the whole setup going. There's one thing that definitely could be improved though, is that if I could have gotten the stim on the Avatar of Wrath. That would help a lot because it would get more Pierce. It would have everything and all of everything, I guess, more than it could ever want. But the setup that I just built, it didn't really work around that. So I guess that's something I could have changed up, I guess. But unfortunately, didn't really have that there. So I'm just going to be continuing on. We're going to save up for the Avatar of Wrath, get it super early. Well, not like super early-ish enough, I guess. It's an expensive tower. And then I'm going to be pushing forward. So I'll come back in a little bit. I'll play some music in the meantime. So now that I have Avatar of Wrath, it's shredding a bit. Some rounds are still kind of getting through though. A lot of these rounds don't have high RBE, so the Avatar of Wrath isn't doing a lot of damage, but when stuff like 98 comes, that's just going to be totally free, which is going to be super chill. These DDT rounds will definitely be a little bit of a concern, so I'm going to have to bring out a double tree chick. So for round 94 here, I bring out the tree, and I'm also playing with the targeting a bit on this Avatar of Wrath, because I want a full tree there, and then another tree on 95 without stalling. Luckily I can do this because round 94 is just going to get absolutely melted by the Avatar of Wrath, and I'm also putting the Avatar of Wrath on last, which will take out the RBE of the Moabs instead of the DDTs of the most part, so two trees can just clean up the rest of the insides. Verdiment obviously gets enough for the other side that the trees can get it, but it's a matter of kind of consistency and RBE clear so that trees can get the insides than just doing damage to DDTs. It's a bit of a weird concept, but this idea actually played out very well just to be able to take out the DDTs. However, it comes with the downside of not having 015 for 100, which is an issue later on. 98 on the other hand gets just absolutely wrecked. That round was super easy. I think I got that like on the first or second try. 99 pretty simple with a tree. I grabbed that open. There's one thing that would be a little bit easier if I could though. I would have tried to get that tree down earlier so I could have used it to clean up the insides of 100, but unfortunately I need to first strike it. So the 68k cash spare turns into like 52k spare. Sucks to see that because I did have a lot of cash spare going into that, and first strike is an expensive upgrade that I did not want to have to buy. Even Sporm wouldn't do it. This is why pbrew with druids is just so much better. It would be able to easily clear like 70k cash spare, but yeah, you'll see a video on that coming soon too. Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!